Everyone, I just wanted to do a quick video, basically just to briefly explain what needs to happen for the next stage of our supervising process. So if you jump onto Manage Back, as you can see my screen here, just make sure that you're in the Year 11 IB 2019 to 2021 cohort. You need to then click on Calendar. And once you've clicked on calendar, you'll see that there is an extended essay deadline. It says the writing part 2 extended essays due, 2,500 words. Just click on that link and it will take you to all of the student submissions. You then need to scroll down and find your student. Usually your student should be displayed at the top. What you need to look for, guys, is basically the percentage of plagiarism that your student currently has. So if you click on the percentage, it will actually open the Turnitin report for you. I'm sure many of you have done this before already, but just in case you haven't, this is basically how you can view the plagiarism match for your student. So as you start to scroll down, what will happen is it will generate for you a list of any of the matches that your student has to different sources. What you need to look for, if it's about 2% or 1% here and there, it's okay. But what we're really looking for is making sure that our students are actually referencing. So as you can see in this one here, obviously this student has got a quote, but obviously it's referenced here, and the plagiarism check has just picked that up, which is fine. If you want to, if your student, the idea is that the students shouldn't be over 20%. I'm aware that at this point you might have a student who's maybe 30 or 35%, and obviously we're at the drafting process and they may not have referenced properly, but that's just something that you can look for. If it's picking up their bibliography, which usually happens with Turnitin, if you click on this little icon here and go to the filter and settings icon, all you need to do is click exclude quotes and exclude bibliography and apply changes, and it will then pick up the plagiarism percentage without the bibliography, so without anything in their reference list and without any direct quotes. And as you can see, this student's plagiarism check percentage has just gone down from 11% to 4%, so it's a little bit more accurate there. What we're needing to do at this point is obviously provide your students with feedback on their progress at the moment, and making sure that, of course, everything that they're writing about adheres to the requirements of your subject. I would encourage everyone just to jump back and have a quick look at this again. This is on our extended essay side. If you go into the subject requirements tab and just scroll down, you have the subject reports from last year, which is an overview of advice given to us from the IB, and then you also have the full subject guide, and that's for each of our subject areas, making sure that, of course, your student is actually adhering to the requirements of an extended essay in your subject area. There's been a couple of cases in the last few weeks where supervisors have picked up that a student is deviating from that criteria, so just making sure that we're across that so that our students are across that as well, and we're not setting them up for failure. So another thing I just want to quickly touch on is just making sure that you are not asking your student to send you a Google Doc. Things just become a little bit messy then. What would be better is if you actually download, so if you go back to Manage Back and click on this link here, it will download for you the PDF file. Once you've done that and you've opened up the PDF, you can actually open it in Google Docs yourself. And it's best, if you want to provide feedback that way, that's fine, but it's best to do it this way to make sure that you're working on the right copy of the student's work, and that the copy that you are editing, well, not editing, but providing feedback on, has been through the plagiarism checker. We just don't want to mess up with having too many different copies of work. So it's fairly easy to do that, and then of course you can just share that back with your student. Guys, we're needing to have this done by Tuesday the 26th of May, which is halfway through our Eid break, I believe. So not next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. Students will need feedback by then. It's really important that we get that feedback to them because our turnaround time between that deadline and their full 4,000 word draft deadline is only about 4 weeks, which isn't long for them at all, okay? We'll probably end up doing the secondary interviews, the interim interviews next term, and if we are doing it digitally, so be it. We just do it via a Google Meet. So no interviews are required formally, but you'll probably check in with your student once you have that feedback. I hope that's helpful to everyone rather than reading a big long email. And of course, if you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks, guys.